Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Globe TV. Here's the breaking news. Yes. 3 days after violent clashes between Hindus and Muslims killed 6 people, parts of the northern Indian state of Haryana remain tensed. In Nu, where the violence began on Monday afternoon, the streets are empty and shards of glass lie scattered everywhere. Remains of burned cars and shops vandalized and looted by rioting mobs are chilling reminders of the clashes. Those killed, including 2 homeguards who assist the police in controlling riots and public disturbances, several policemen were injured. Authorities imposed a curfew, suspended internet services, and deployed thousands of paramilitary personnel after the clashes also spread to Gurugram, a city just outside India's capital, Delhi. There, a mosque was set on fire and a Muslim cleric was killed in the violence, which continued through Tuesday. Several shops and small restaurants were vandalized and torched. The state's government, led by the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is also in power nationally, has been conducting meetings with leaders of both communities, and no major instances of violence have been reported since Tuesday night. Haryana's Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has announced financial compensation to the victims and said the guilty will be punished. But many locals feared that even a small spark could trigger a fresh wave of violence. In Nu, Satraprakash Garg, 55, sat forlornly outside his sweet shop, which he says was looted by a mob of Muslim men on Monday evening. I have lost everything, he says as he gestures at the food strewn across the floor and pieces of shattered glass. He still shudders when he remembers the fear he felt during the violence. I am not angry with those who did this. I am angry at the authorities who allowed this to happen, he says. Others sitting with him said that Hindus and Muslims have lived in harmony in Nu for decades and accused outsiders of stoking violence in their city for political gains. In India, voting on religious lines is common, and experts say the communal incidents like this can be politicized in the run-up to elections, which are due in both Haryana and India next year. The BJP has called the clashes the result of a pre-planned conspiracy, but several opposition parties have accused the party of inaction and said it failed to prevent or stop the violence. The violence in Nu began when Hindu and Muslim groups clashed with each other during a religious procession taken out by members of a hardline Hindu organization. While details are still emerging, some have alleged that the clash was triggered by a video posted by Monu Manesar, a member of the right-wing Hindu group Bajrang Dal, who is wanted by police in connection with the murder of 2 Muslim men in February. Mr. Manesar, who has been absconding since then, is a well-known cow vigilant in Haryana. According to reports, he shared a video claiming that he would participate in the procession, which angered local Muslims who have been demanding his arrest. Misinformation further fueled tensions. Some reports initially suggested that thousands of Hindu devotees who participated in the processions were stranded in a temple complex, which was surrounded by a violent mob. However, the head priest later denied this and said that the temple was not harmed during the clashes. By the time authorities managed to bring the situation in Nu under control, the news had spread to other parts of Haryana. Less than 50 kilometers away in Gurugram, a 22-year-old Muslim cleric Syed Amin was killed and a mosque set on fire. People who were present say a mob of 150 people broke into the mosque and attacked the cleric and a few others who were inside. Kill them, they kept saying while shouting religious slogans, says Sabuddin, who was sleeping in the mosque at the time of the attack. He and his friend Mamadul Mian hid in another part of the mosque and came out only after the mob dispersed. I could hear gunshots. They broke into the mosque and attacked the Imam. Then they poured petrol and set fire to the office, Mr. Mian alleges. Riajuddin, one of the managers of the mosque who had left the premises a few hours before the attack, says he feels lucky to be alive. Sad was so young. Why did they have to do this to him? Mr. Riajuddin breaks down. He says he has been unable to return to the mosque, which is now barricaded and guarded by police. Yes, this was years of bottled up anger that came out on Monday, says Yazuddin. The rioters used the violence in Nu as an excuse to burn the mosques down and vent their frustration. Beyond the report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, India.